Forgot to mention too, we'll have some food trucks there as well. So
food.
So
of
there'll
course.
be food. We'll have some refreshments for sale. Waters and Gatorades, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Steve Sherlock here for Franklin Matters. Franklin Public Radio, available anywhere, anytime, on the internet, in your browser. Yes, in your browser, WFPR.FM. And in the local Franklin Mass FM radio dial. You have the dial, buttons, knobs, whatever. If you can preset it to 102.9, that's the number, and it'll always be ready for you. Here today in our glorious studio with Chris Stickney. Chris,
hey, good morning,
welcome.
Steve.
Good
Thank
morning.
You. Absolutely. Happy to be here.
We're going to talk kickball.
Yeah.
That's
exciting.
amazing.
Yeah.
The first annual Eddie Grant kickball tournament?
Yeah, we're excited. The Franklin Fathers are putting this on June 14th, and we're looking for a way to honor Eddie Grant, one of the greater residents of the town here, raise some funds for some good causes, and help support Franklin Fathers so we can continue our mission throughout the rest of the year.
Yes. So people may say, who's Chris? Maybe I know him.
Yeah.
A little bit about you, and then we can get into all the other details.
Sure, yeah. Chris Stickney, been in town for, let's see, my daughter will be 10 this year, so I've been in town for 11 years. I'm currently on the planning board with the town, and also just kind of helping do whatever I can around town with, helping out with coaching and being involved. And, really just enjoy really being in town. A lot of great resources and amenities, and the walkability of the downtown is great. So
yeah, definitely.
Happy to be here.
And Franklin Fathers certainly is helping that, because I think you just introduced yourself, at the Harvest Festival last year? Or
Yeah. So our official go live public date was Harvest Fest of 2025. We had a few months of planning leading up to that with the founding fathers.
Sure,
founding
fathers, yes.
So after that, we said the Harvest Fest is when we got to get out there, and we did, and we've been kind of gangbusters since, which is great. Yeah.
Very busy doing a bunch of things, between meetings at different restaurants, venues. I think you went bowling one night.
So we did GolfX one night, the simulator up on Upper Union.
Yes.
So we try and rotate around to the different businesses to make sure that not one business is getting more than their fair share or whatever.
There's so much good and so much happening around here anyway. You've got the opportunities.
And what we found, too, is the members that show up, or the folks that show up, they may not have tried a particular location. And they've been in town, but they've never had a chance to go fill in the blank.
Yeah.
They get an opportunity to go, and it turns out to be great.
As a parent and grandparent, life happens, right? You got a whole bunch of stuff going on, and it's just a matter of, we're going to go here today? There are lots of factors in that, and sometimes you don't always control what those factors are. So
absolutely,
having an opportunity with the org, with Franklin Fathers, the dads getting together, you can do that.
Yeah, and it's been good, too. I think one of the benefits we found from it is that the members that show up that meet each other for the first time, I remember one of the meetups we had, there were a couple dads that had made connections. They actually worked for the same company, but they're large organizations, but so they never knew
of course.
that they lived in town and were neighbors or nearby or whatever. Finding those connections, I think, has been one of the cooler parts of what we've been able to do and kind of build that community.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know when I have these interview opportunities, I'm learning, because it's like, really? You did that? I had no idea. Yeah. Let's talk. There is so much going on. And even if you're, quote, on the face in the planning board, well, people don't really know everything else.
Right.
So there's a whole lot going on. And now we're going to talk kickball.
Yeah, we're excited. Yeah, so the 14th will be over at Beaver Pond Recreation on the turf. We'll have 2 fields going end to end, and I think we'll start the first game's at 9:30, and we'll roll through the games throughout the day. Double elimination tournament.
Double elimination. So you get a second try if you.
Yeah, you get a second try, and then if you bounce early, we'll have plenty of activities for the kids. We'll have some inflatables that they can have, like. Challenges, not necessarily bouncy house, but throwing and things like that. We're going to have other lawn games, can jam, and cornhole, and then we're going to have a dunk tank.
A dunk tank?
Yes.
Ooh.
And we have some folks that have already volunteered to be in the dunk tank, which is great. And we're still trying to solicit some others and raise money for the food pantry. We're going to share that. We're going to give those proceeds to the food pantry and the dunk tank.
Which is a worthy cause.
Yes. Yeah. And we've been volunteering there for almost since our inception. We do a monthly day over at the food pantry, helping them unload one of their trucks, and that's been really rewarding to do. And we've got a good thing going there, which is good.
They've got enough volume, and fortunately the community has continued to help them, because it's it's a need.
Yep.
It's a need. And with the uncertainty and some of the finances going on, it's becoming more important to those that really need it. So
Yep.
thank you, because, I volunteer with them as well, and my wife volunteers in the place, and it's a good cause.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely is. Yeah.
Thank you. So Eddie Grant as well. Clearly, some people may know he was a baseball player. He was also, I think, a lawyer. But many others may not.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, one of our founders, and actually the co-founder with Franklin Fathers, along with me, Jason Joyce, he's been heavily involved in the town, and spends time with the Historical Society, and came across Eddie Grant and thought his background and history and story was really tremendous. So, and then our American Legion post here in town is named after Eddie Grant.
Correct.
So we kind of thought that was a natural kind of transition to kind of adopt that. We talked to them and made sure everything was okay, and that was great.
They loved that.
Yeah, they did, and they loved the fact they're going to come out and do a little ceremony recognition of Eddie Grant on the day of the kickball tournament.
Okay.
I think we'll have the honor guard there as well. They'll say some words, which is nice.
Sure.
And then we're going to split the proceeds of the 50-50 raffle with the Legion. So anything,
with the Legion.
Yeah. So the benefit we get from that is giving back there and helping them with their mission.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Legion, if people are not aware, the Legion and VFW coordinate. People may be aware that along the Veterans Walkway, there's 45 pillars of the fallen heroes who had died in action or died during a war period. Eddie Grant was one of those, and October 5th, I think, is the day when they do that brief ceremony, a little bit of his history, a prayer, and taps.
Yep.
And then, go on. There's a couple of days where there's two because of the nature of what happens. The one day that they don't know of the 45, they celebrate that on Memorial Day, which is appropriate. So it's good to be aware. Clearly, the calendar to close on that, the calendar is posted on a regular basis at Franklin Matters, and I've also instituted so that each month I'll give you the month's vision as to the ceremonies that are coming up.
That's great.
Because generally the newsletter comes out at between 10 and 11. Since the thing's at 9 o'clock, oops, you'll have missed it. So, that's a workaround.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that kind of recognition is good, and getting more into, Eddie Grant, then keeping the name going forward, that'll help. Because this is the first of what you plan to be an annual event, right?
Yeah, this is our inaugural event, and our hope is that, like having a golf tournament or something like that. Like, this is our signature event that we'll host every year, and improve on it hopefully each and every year. And we're expecting a good turnout and some good results, assuming the weather cooperates on that day.
Yeah,
and
we've been in a wet weekend break, so hopefully the wetness will be later in the evening and not during the day.
Exactly. Next year we might have to move it to a midweek tournament, but this year we're on the Sunday, so we'll keep it there for now.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we thought was important recognizing is, as much as we were kind of drawn to doing it on Father's Day, because that would kind of make the whole sense and kind of bring everything together, we also understood that people just have plans to do what they need to do. So we put it to the week before the Father's Day each year is the goal, and that way you can come out and do this little event, and then you still have the Father's Day weekend to do what you need to do to celebrate all the dads.
So if some fathers want to play kickball, well, they can do that the week before.
Right. Yep.
That's okay.
Exactly.
But it's really meant to be more of a family day anyway, because as you started saying, you've got other things for the kids to do. You got the dunk tank, you got a raffle.
Yep.
Format for the games, how many teams you're looking for? And it's I think you said double elimination. So
we're looking for 8 teams max. Right now we have 5 that are confirmed and registered. We have 2 or 3 others that are committed but haven't fully confirmed yet. So we're hoping to get at least 2 more of those groups in, and hopefully a mystery 8th team by the time we get there. So there's still plenty of time to go on the Facebook page or find the registration link through our Instagram and get out there and find that and get involved. Send us an email at franklinfathersma@gmail.com. And if you're interested, or if you're a one-off person, we've had a couple of people reach out and say, hey, I don't have a team per se, but I'd like to play. So we've been able to connect a couple folks with teams that maybe had 8 or 9, and we're looking for 10 really. So we're able to kind of plug and play with a couple of those people, which is great too.
So with the 10, that gives you a couple of spares, or because it's close to baseball, but I'm not that familiar in terms of having played kickball. That was a few years ago.
I would say the field composition is more similar to softball, where you have the 4 outfielders.
Oh, okay.
So you have left, center, right.
Right.
And so that gives you the 10 players on the field. And, if you have 10 or 12 or 13 people, it's
Then
continuous
you've got some
batting order.
spares.
Right.
Right.
You can rotate people to the field, but you just bat 1 through 13 for the entire game.
Okay.
So everyone, you don't have to worry about, the double shift or double switch and things like that with your roster. Just get out and play.
Heaven forbid there's no injuries.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Play safe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we are allowing live, in-play replacement if needed. So if you need to get a break or get a breather, you're happy to do that. So that'll be good.
Yeah. June 14th, registration's available. If you're single, you can still participate. Send the email in. Looking for more teams. More sponsors potentially as well?
I mean, we're not going to say no to sponsorship opportunities. We've had a tremendous outreach from businesses, either with a cash donation sponsorship to help dissuade, costs, and a ton of businesses in town that have given in-kind either gift cards or donating items to be raffled off
for the raffle.
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to that opportunity. We're going to have some really great stuff out there. Gift cards to local restaurants, a couple other items that are individual pieces that we'll have raffle off, and our big prize is we have a gift card to a collection of hotels in Rhode Island that has a $650 value. So that'll be hopefully a big draw and be able to get some good raised funds out of that one.
Sure.
Yeah.
And by disclosure, because I do need to disclose, I'm a field sponsor.
Okay. So that's right.
There's some money in there, and I would be doing this anyway.
Sure.
Aside from the fact that I'm a field sponsor.
Understood. Yeah.
But might as well show some support for a good thing.
Yeah. No, and we appreciate that. It's been great. So I think we have 4 field sponsors right now. So we'll have 4 large logos from each of those sponsors, and then we have our gold level and Friends of Fathers. So the gold level sponsors get a slightly smaller logo on a banner, and the Friends of the Fathers is just a great way for people to get in for lesser dollars, which is easy and great. So,
good.
But we appreciate everyone's support. It's been really overwhelming. We were kind of nervous getting into it. We had a really great idea, and we didn't know where it was going to go. I think we've learned a lot along the way, and maybe starting the planning a little earlier next year.
All the things that we have going just in June between farmers market opening, strawberry stroll, porch fest. This fits because nobody else is doing a kickball.
Yeah, no other kickball tournament, and now, surprisingly, aside from maybe local sports, there's nothing else planned for that day on the 14th.
Right.
Strawberry Stroll's the Friday before. Obviously, we're the 14th, and then the Monday is the Children's Museum Golf Tournament.
Correct.
So we're kind of sandwiched in between there.
Right. Yeah, because then a little later in the month we have the watch party for the World Cup, and then 4th of July takes over the Common, and then the rest of the the weekly stuff happens between concerts on the Common, farmers market. So it's just you found a niche. So I think that helps.
Yeah, we're very excited about it.
Yeah, good. Is there something else that we haven't covered yet that we need to let folks know?
I think just to let everyone know, I mean, it's membership for the, is geared towards those that live in Franklin, dads, fathers,
in the group itself,
caregivers,
right.
to be an active member of the group. But the events that we host, you're welcome to bring anyone. If you have a friend in another town, we've had, we found for our outreach for kickball, we found this need for a similar organizations in other communities.
Okay.
Some is even as large as the city of Providence, where we had a contact and they said, wow, I wish there was something here.
Yeah.
So I think our next step is to continue to build on what we have here, but then maybe help support some of those other communities where that may be a similar need in that way. And I think, one of the ways we do that, our 3 main pillars are community, wellness, and advocacy.
Yeah.
Community being everything from being involved in community engagement, hosting social events, or hosting kid-friendly events like downtown sports, Dads and Donuts, things like that.
That was a unique event.
Yeah, we thought that was
donuts.
great. Everyone's looking for something to do on a school break week, so we said, hey, let's just take the Thursday or the Friday and get everyone out there for 2 hours, and it was great. We had a bunch of kids show up and play, and they make their own games and do all that. I do think the dads lost the dodgeball game. But
well,
we'll work on it.
It may have been, strategically.
Possibly. Some of the dads were like, oh, you gotta let the kids win, and some of us were like, no, you don't. Yeah,
the competitive spirit exists.
For sure. Yeah, but it was great to be interacting with the kids and do that. And then second pillar being wellness. We kind of look at that right now in 2 or 3 buckets where you have physical wellness, physical health. So we do a run club on Sunday mornings.
Right.
We're looking at mental health. So we have a couple of really great licensed counselors and social workers that are part of our membership.
Okay.
And they're looking at putting together mental health and just general support topics, conversations, having speakers come in, kind of building that support network.
Yep.
And then, moving towards other things like it's professional networking opportunities or, financial health and that type of stuff and moving down the path. And then the last bucket being advocacy, which is, we haven't spent a lot of time there yet, but looking towards, what's going on in the town and not necessarily supporting a candidate or candidates per se, but are there causes that we feel that are beneficial to the town at large, and what can we do to educate more people to get involved and get out there and be active? I think one of the things that we learned, or one of the reasons that this kind of came to be was just seeing the turnout of voters for the last override vote was being so low. Sure. And then interacting with folks afterwards, and some of them weren't even aware that it was happening, regardless of their posision. But they didn't really know what was going on. So we kind of looked at that and said there's an opportunity there to at least educate the non-participants and hopefully get them an opportunity to go. So one of the things we're going to look to do in the future is maybe providing some type of childcare during town meetings or voting events and things like that. So parents that have kids and just can't get over there without bringing them, it's a hassle, whatever. Just having an opportunity to get out there and be a part of it and kind of do good for Franklin.
Definitely, it's a big nut to crack. I know there was a survey caught my eye earlier this year where 80% of the United States residents do not follow local government. Which is staggering, but then it's like, well, we're not that bad off then. If we get 20% turnout on a local election, well, that's that other side of the 80%. We're at least getting the 20% to turn out.
Right.
And on the override, we're getting the 45%, so we're doing a little bit better. But it still kind of flies. Only 45% are concerned about money?
Yeah. And often the local environment is the most impactful to you as an individual and a family.
This is what we control. It's in our control, because even on planning, without getting into that piece, but the zoning, we control the zoning, right? And then you administer that zoning piece along with design review, ZBA, et cetera. So it's in our control as opposed to it's coming down from federal or state levels. This is us.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so that's part of the reason why I'm involved, because people need to know what's going on.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's one of our goals, is just making sure people have the information, do with it what they'd like, take the position that they feel the most firm on and most appropriate with, but at least having the knowledge to know what's going on.
In those side conversations, which generally happen, whether it's on the soccer field, even in the farmer's market or in line at Dunkin' or Starbucks or whatever, or at a kickball tournament.
Yep, that's right. There'll be plenty of time to chat and network there for sure. And also, I forgot to mention too, we'll have some food trucks there as well. So
food,
so there'll be food. We'll have some refreshments for sale. Waters and Gatorades, things like that. And then obviously the rest of we'll have some vendor tables set up from some of the sponsors that wanted to exhibit their businesses. We'll have face painting, the dunk tank. We'll have, like I said, the field activities, yard activities, and then a few other things for the kids. So and obviously the playground's there too, and that was one of the reasons why we like this.
And there's also a pond. So if it's really warm enough.
Exactly. It's in the 90s like it is this week, Steve. You can bring your trunks and in between games jump in and jump out.
I think the last time it was at Beaver Pond was for the plunge, the polar plunge, where they actually had to cut through the ice and break it for the people who were daring enough to go get wet.
I'm not one of those people. I like to go and support, but I'm not one of those in the water.
That's a little, I'm not. Yeah, that's a separate topic. Well, thank you for taking time to share. Hopefully the weather gods are good for that day, and it sounds like it's going to be a great event. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about Franklin Fathers, our Eddie Grant Kickball tournament on the 14th of this month, and all the great things we're looking and trying to do here in the community. And if anyone has ideas, anyone wants to reach out, shoot us a message at our Facebook, Instagram, or email, and we're always happy to listen and take advisement. And if you want to be involved, we're happy to have people get involved in the planning and organization as well. One person can't do it, and it really takes a village, and that's what we've uncovered. Many hands make light work. For sure. Another way to say it. Absolutely. Yep. Good. Great. Well, thank you again for doing this, and to the listeners, thank you for listening. And a quick reminder: we do this because Franklin matters. We are now producing this in collaboration with Franklin TV and Franklin Public Radio. This podcast is my public service effort for Franklin, but we can't do it alone. We can always use your help. How can you help? If you can use the information that you find here, please tell your friends and neighbors. If you don't like something here, please let me know. Through this feedback loop, we can continue to make improvements. And I thank you for listening. For additional information, please visit franklinmatters.org. If you have questions or comments, you can reach me directly at suresteve@gmail.com. The music for the intro and exit was provided by Michael Clark and the group East of Shirley. The piece is titled Ernesto Mañana, copyright Michael Clark and Tintype Tunes in 2008, and used with their permission. I hope you enjoy. By the way, you can also subscribe and listen to Franklin Matters Radio on your favorite podcast app. Search in podcasts for Franklin Matters.